What's the latest?
Yeah, bruv. A lot's been going on. So
Fill me
obviously
in.
my writing partner Dimitri was in town. He loved
Ah, you went
doing
on
the
some
podcast
meetings?
with you. Yeah. We had that meeting with the Netflix entertainment lawyer, Whitney. She's lovely. She's passing the script around to her people at
Oh.
Netflix. And then also there's people at the production company for Mayor of Easttown, which is big. And then I
First
just
off, that's a really smart angle. If you want to get in Netflix, like I'm sure it was also a natural thing, whatever how it
yeah.
happened. But like
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you didn't purposely go this way, but like it
Ordering it.
probably is an easier ask to like talk to or like hang out with an entertainment lawyer. And then they have colleagues that they work with, like development people.
I don't I don't know how promising it is.
Yeah.
I she kind of even made it seem like some of the creatives at Netflix don't take the entertainment lawyer that seriously, even though she does get to permit what they end up doing based on her recommendations. But
She works in house.
yeah, yeah. Um, and it's big, but we'll see. We'll see.
So what
Um,
else? You had a dinner.
yeah, had a dinner with Dimitri's producer friend Spartan, who he's in the middle of making a feature film at the moment, which sounds great. But yeah, he's also like he champions films and stuff, so he's open to helping us with that too. I guess Dimitri had already been talking to him for a bit, so that was awesome. And he's like he knows a lot of people here, so
Yeah.
between that and Valley Mentality as well, he's a good person. He's gonna be helping, and then on like a productive note, I got my camera, and then I also
Yeah.
spoke to the editor that did our first Valley Mentality video, and I was like, "Hey, dude, please, can we get the other videos?" And he's just said that he's like too busy. So I asked him if I can just get the footage and I'd bring it to an editor. And it was because of you. I'm just remembering now, little old Jacob Arbitier here, that
Cool.
dude, how do I get an editor? And you're like, dude, maybe just do it yourself on Adobe Premiere. I got Adobe Premiere. I
Hell yeah.
watched the videos. I started editing. I edited that second video. I did it myself.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It's intuitive, right? Like you could
it
kind of,
is.
I'm sure you had to watch a few videos, but once you get it, you kind of get it. You just lock in.
100%. I
Yeah.
had always edited my own auditions and then my surf videos growing up too. And then I started by watching some videos on like what the basics of it were. But then once you like are like, oh, I need to do like this type of fade out or this type of title, then you just look up a video anyway on YouTube of like how to do that.
Right.
And it's annoying
And
at
there's a
first.
video for everything because I've gotten into like complex shit with it, and there's literally videos on everything.
Here's my question for you. The music, do you because like all the songs that Adobe provides are like stock songs, and it makes you like get the rights to like any additional songs. And
Yeah.
in order to do that, you have to pay for an additional membership, which is like $20 a month. Do you do that or no?
No, bro, there are composers chomping at the bit wanting to get their stuff out there. I feel like composers, like we talked about this, editors are really fucking hard to get, especially pro bono or cheap or whatever, because they're in high demand. But
I'm
thinking about
here.
like supply demand, so
So
many
many.
composers, bro, want to be on these videos. So you can find someone like that. Like people reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, is there any chance like you need music or whatever?" And I don't because I've been working with the same guy like for like I don't know 5 years. But there are
Fascinating.
a ton of really talented people that you can find.
And how would you recommend finding them?
I would start with
Fiverr?
no, because you can, bro, you can get people for free. Um, who are talented. I would say go I would say go the like there are music programs in colleges and stuff You can even look for recent alumni. Like if you look
LinkedIn is
up
a college thing,
on
bro.
LinkedIn, like recent alumni of some kind of school or whatever, that could be a good way to go. I'm sure there are like 100 Facebook groups of composers who are like looking to get their stuff out there.
I'm not on Facebook no more.
I'm not either, bro. I deactivated my account like a couple months ago.
Best thing I ever
Best
did.
decision of my life.
It is just a weight
Because I
off.
never used it, it's
Yeah.
like we're so beyond Facebook.
Oh yeah, way. Yet it is refreshing having it off my phone.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't have Facebook. There, like I said, like LinkedIn, I'm sure.
I
Bro,
feel like every piece of advice you give me, it's like I hear it at first. I'm like, I don't know if I see myself doing that. And then it sits with me. And then I hear something else that prompts it. And then I think back to your advice. And I'm like, oh, and then I do it.
why? Because you're just not used to like reaching out to people or what?
Definitely not
What's the
that.
holdup?
The holdup is honestly, I just have realistically, I bet the college thing, reaching out to college kids, is straightforward once you do it. But I think it's like anything else when you haven't done it yet, it seems like, oh, that's too good to be true. Like I can't imagine that
Dude,
happening.
that's the thing though. And that's how I felt. But I'm telling you straight up, like I can tell you every single position on a film set or post or whatever that's really fucking easy to get people. And everyone wants to hop on your shit like for free. And then there are certain things like editors that it's like impossible to
Yeah.
get. But it was a learning curve for me too, because I had to experience that. But like I'm telling you, bro, I've went through the experience. So I know which one of these are. And composers, even though it sounds too good to be true, dude, so many people out there want to get their stuff out.
Yeah. Because even
And
like this
collab.
elevator music that I got that was like stock music on Adobe, it was like, oh, you need to get this certified before you export this
Have you looked
video.
at YouTube Library?
No.
That's all. I mean, it's pretty good stuff. It's not as good as you get with a composer, but all that stuff is free
I
and
don't need
it's
much.
popular.
I just want like elevator music.
Dude, YouTube Music's the way to go then.
So
They
they
got a
already
bunch of different styles and stuff. It's like YouTube Library Music. Just type that in, you'll
do
find
you
it.
download it from YouTube or whatever to Adobe?
Yeah, you download the audio file and then you put it into Adobe.
So you can bring outside music into Adobe. I haven't even figured out how to do that yet. Yeah.
Thinking of our listeners, I think this is helpful, right? If someone
Oh yeah,
wants
definitely.
to-
Well, it's an editing podcast. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, naturally. What about you, bro? What have you been up to?
I'm getting back with like writing shit. Something I'm really excited
Here we go
about is
again.
the constant swing, whatever.
Yes.
I
Yes,
mean, dude, I'm
yes.
still dropping short, so I'm kind of firing on all cylinders right now. But um, I something I'm really excited about that I haven't done before is like thinking of one project and really going deep on a project. Cause I've got, and we've talked about this before, where I'm just kind of spitting shit out. And you even brought it up where it's like, why don't I have really high quality, really attention to detail? I mean, I've made like 115 shorts, right? And so
Sure.
something that I'm excited about is the idea of writing something with the concept from the get where it's like I can shoot this for 30K, like really cheap. Like in the concept, it's like I don't need a bunch of locations or like famous actors, any of that shit. And so have that intention. And then for the first time ever, because I've never done this, but like actually raising the 30K, we're thinking of using, I'm collabing with Ken on this. We're thinking of using WeFunder as our fundraising platform, which is basically, it's like crowdsourcing, like Kickstarter, but anyone who contributes owns like a very small percentage of the profit. So like
I
hopefully
love
when
it.
we hit, then they get like they get more than like a sticker or whatever they get with Kickstarter.
That's a common Kickstarter thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we're
And
gonna go that route because it's like I feel like that's really the next step. I mean, I've written like 10 scripts that haven't gone anywhere because the intention has always been like, let me make the best possible thing. But ultimately, if I'm not able to shoot it, what's really the point? Like I have
yeah.
some stuff in my drawer or whatever that's ready to pull out when the time is right. but I want to make something. I actually want to finish a feature that I can put out there and be super proud of. And so the first one's going to have to be really cheap, and we can make something. The great thing about horror is you can make
What
something.
about our movie? What about our movie?
What's our movie?
What about our movie?
What are you talking about?
my mom and Jimmy. The cult,
Dude,
bro.
I
The
know,
cult.
bro.
The
I
cult.
know. I know.
That would be, I guarantee if we raised money for that as a feature film, that would be money. It would be mint. Can you imagine my mom and Jimmy on the fundraising tour? Like they would just,
Wow, dude. Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy. I
we are
know,
people
bro.
that people will get behind.
Dude, here's the thing with that project. I love the script. Um, Ultimately, we would have to bring on Sophia and Yoni again and just get that thing starting up again. I think a lot of their holdup was the fact that it dealt with COVID and they felt like there might be some like COVID exhaustion and stuff. But I like the project.
Dealt with COVID. Well, it could still be about the idea of a pandemic and getting locked. I mean, nothing's trendier than that right now. Like The Last of Us. It's all Armageddon pandemic stuff. So I love this idea of a guy going to his girlfriend's place and their family's freaking weird. And it was funny, it was quirky, it was dark and interesting. And I love the idea.
Here's where that project died, because I agree. I'll tell you straight up how that project
It
died.
wasn't even a project yet. It was just us talking about it, and there was a script, and it was fine. The idea that it was like died or alive, it was so laughable to me. I'm like, dude, if this is a good concept and none of us have anything that we can't, for any reason why we can't do it, let's freaking do it. What are we talking about? Anyway, continue.
But our strategy, we basically had one strategy that we were clinging to, right? Which is like, we're going to make it for X amount of money, which I think it was like $20,000, which for that script is impossible. For that script, what, you don't agree?
No, don't have to pay any of the actors. Don't have to pay for locations. Don't have to pay for anything, basically.
Location was the thing that, and yeah, talking about killing it, location was the thing that killed it, because we initially had a location, fell through. We then went for another location, it fell through. We were in, you remember
that was
this,
all
like,
within the span of like 2 weeks, was it not?
Yeah, that's true.
We literally could have just been like, okay, maybe wait another 2 weeks. And if this all happened,
I think it's because, yeah. I mean, dude, I'll explain to you like the thought process behind it or whatever. It's like, I think part of it was also, we like had these arbitrary dates and arbitrary numbers of how much it would cost and arbitrary all these things. But I mean, I have to be a realist with you, bro, because we did go through. I mean, if you really break down the budget for this thing, yes, if we could find a free location, incredible. But dude, there are certain things that we found out through the process, like sound, like to get good sound and get, you have to pay for sound. Like if we're talking about editor and sound, those are in the same realm.
Here's where I'm going to say it in a good way. I'm going to step right in.
Go ahead.
I think understandably with the producers, with you guys were kind of all in between stuff. I know Sophia and Yoni were like it. They already had it all mapped out for them and for you to where like it had to fit into their schedules. And once that got burst a little bit, then they probably scared at it and were like, well, maybe it's not quite worth it to do then if like a couple things were falling through. And that's understandable, I'm not going to push too hard on that type of thing. But with that said, if we want to call it what it was, which is just a loose little passion project that we would all just be doing just to try to make something that could be the best thing that it could be, filming with friends, with not much, who knows what to gain and not much to lose. That type of thing can be made whenever. I saw Yoni again recently at Sophia's podcast thing, and he was like, "Oh, I do want to make that movie. I do want to make that movie." But I'm just he's always a funny character. But I'm just like, for what it's worth, look, it's fun to make something that's halfway decent, and we have all the people to make it, and it's not a matter of budget to me because once you decide on a budget, as long as it's under $1 million, we can figure out how to get that money. That's
Yeah,
not
I know. I
at
know.
all.
We can, bro. We can.
So it's just a matter of like recognizing the situation and then doing our best to make that situation work. And when we only had like 2 weeks and we were like, oh yeah, that location dropped through, and it was like, it's dead. That was definitely laughable. That was like, okay, people definitely didn't really want to make this anyway. But with that said, and
Yeah.
completely justifiably, but with that said, I just love bringing it up. Like,
I love you bringing it up too, bro.
yeah,
Do you know why I love it? Because you're bringing an energy to it that here's the deal. If you're this hype about it,
yeah,
and I know Jimmy and your mom are that hype about it because
yeah,
I've talked to them both about
totally.
it. If you guys are that hype about it and you're able to get Yoni and Sophia on the same page, then 100%
Or
without a
like
doubt.
maybe I don't know, we could buy the script from Sophia or something and Yoni. Like I don't know if they were that married to the material. If it's between them never making it and us making it on our own, like I will get my own freaking producer team. That's not very difficult to do. We could get the same people that did Duke of the Valley. I don't think it's revolutionary to make this movie. I think it would be a badass time to make it with you. I would love to make it with you. So
I love to make it with you too, bro.
yeah. Okay.
I'm super down. I'm super down. What I would say though is like I would put it on you in terms of
So get it going.
yeah, just
I'll
putting
bring it
the
up to
jumper
Sophia tomorrow
cable
night.
on it.
I'll bring it up to Sophia tomorrow night. We're doing the Valley Mentality Party. You guys coming or what?
Of course we're coming.
There we go.
Pineapple, right?
Pineapple, baby.
There we go.
I'm so
We'll be there.
I
When does
can't
it
wait.
start?
So later one this time because it's Friday, 9:30.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a party. It's a party. I haven't had In-N-Out Burger in a while. Maybe I'll get that tomorrow night.
Dude, I mean, come on. Let's like Sophia's gonna be there. We can bring it up.
Let's.
Get it going.
I love that. Okay, good. This might be fate then, because maybe I had to prove a little bit how into it I am. Maybe I took it for granted before.
I mean, bro, it's all any of these projects are so hard to execute and actually get to the finish line that it's like with the limited resources that we have, even though I know that we can get stuff together, like we have, we have certain connections and certain people on both of our ends
Yep.
that I know that we can get something going. But
I think
it has to be like a labor of love where it's like there has to be a certain kind of energy behind it. That's it. That's the only difference maker.
no, I'm in. Fair enough. I mean, dude, since making that Duke of the Valley pilot, like my dad shocked me with how easy it was to make that. It went from like not even thinking about making the pilot. It was just a big deal to make the script. And then my dad's like, well, let's film it now. And then we just got it together, casted real people, like big time people and stuff. It was just so easy how it came together. That just shows me like there's no excuse. You get a script, and we should be making great stuff all the time. I was just talking to my dad tonight about a great movie, the Bee Gees documentary. And I'm like, I don't even care about the business. I just want to make really good stuff because I don't think it's that difficult to do.
Again, man, I think it's all about energy. I
It's
think
all
it's all
about
about the
energy.
right kind of energy. That's it.
Like scripts are not that important. Scripts, we like talk about how like, the discipline, the lifestyle of being a writer is important. And of course it is, but it's just a means to making this product that's good. And,
Yeah. And that's why I also like how what triggered this for you, like even jumping on this thing, is because I was like, start with the intention of that you can actually make it and bring it to the finish line. Because I'm at the place now where I'm like, I've written enough scripts where nothing has happened, where I'm like, I do want to make stuff. So if I'm going to write something and actually go through that effort and stuff, I want to know that there's going to be a film at the end of this.
that is what reminded me of it. Yeah. That is, by the way, much better than the people that don't have any scripts at all. But it's like,
Yeah. But at the same time, yeah, no one except for like you is going to know that I have like 10 fucking scripts. Like it doesn't matter, until you actually jump on it and like finish it.
yeah, it's the balance between appreciating your process and your work, but then also not forgetting the result is what, think like a winner. Think for the result. Think to be a winner, but then when you fall short, that's okay too. But Yeah, we gotta get some wins, bro. Let's make a sick movie.
Bro, you know I'll jump on. You know I'll help drive this thing to the finish. It's just about getting that initial momentum, which I'll put on you. And I have a feeling you're going to be able to get us there.
Let's do it, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up to them. Let's freaking get this going. Me, Laura, my mom, Jim. I mean,
Because also the way that you're talking now too isn't just as an actor. You're also talking as a producer.
yeah,
You know?
yep.
So it's like, and even thinking of it in terms of that, of like if you were also driving this thing too, that also gets me more hyped to be like, yeah, like let's fucking do it.
Let's combination of things, dude. Let's make this what I was talking about with you. Style. Let's make this an ode to you being a style guy and make it shocking and beautiful. And we'll look to other movies if you don't mind me working with you on it. I want to like watch movies with you and say, hey, we want our movie to look like The Shining or something. You know, like a wide
And
angle.
bro, the thing is too, I've an incredible DP that's like he's like really fucking talented. He's shot 6 features and he was the one who was on this project. And I'm getting lunch with him in like a couple weeks.
Wow. So it might be perfect timing.
Yeah. So, bro, he shot The Waiting Room, which is like one of my most beautifully, like I'm really fucking proud of that short.
Totally.
He's really good. I think, and the one thing too that since we're even talking about this, which I can't believe, I did think it was dead. That's fucking hilarious. But there is the one thing that he wants to do, because he's done like 6 features and stuff, and he's the easiest going, chillest guy you'll ever meet. He's a great collaborator. But he's like, if we're gonna make this thing for like no money, he wants to make something that looks really good.
Me too.
Means, like, yeah, 100%. But a key factor here, which we really have to keep in mind, is when it comes to location, that is a crucial piece. Because even if we're getting the location for free, it's really important to get the right location, if that makes sense. Because the way that this is all takes place basically in like one house for the most part. And so if the location is right, that's what's going to give us that production, that high production value. That's going to then lead to that project that we're really proud of.
If we have more than 2 weeks, we will get the right house.
Bro, you're so fucking right.
I'm so right. That whole thing was so laughable. I was like, this isn't adding up. Why? It feels like someone's like playing a hoax or something.
Yeah. That died quick.
It was never alive. It was like, oh, hey, can we do this thing? Oh, it'll be interesting to do. And I'm like, why haven't I heard about this before 2 weeks until shooting? Oh, it was just so funny. Yes, we'll make everything incredible. Like, let's raise $1 million. Let's raise $5 million. Let's get Guillermo del Toro on it. I don't care. If we have more than 2 weeks, we have a fun script. We have an interesting script. Like, let's freaking pound the pavement. I'm talking to Sophia. We're gonna.
I'm down, bro.
Right?
I'm down.
Let's enter into film festivals. Let's make it stylish. Let's make you a freaking big time director off this thing.
All of us rise together, bro. It's fucking great. And I like how you brought up the film festival thing too, because that's definitely the move, bro. Like I feel a certain kind of way about film festivals when it comes to shorts. But when we're talking features and you have a really fucking high-end feature, and even if you're starting out and all of us are like unknowns or whatever the fuck, like there's going to be distributors there. There's going to be reps there from high-end, like CAA type shit. Like that's where they all go. There's a certain list of
this is something that's topical. This is a topical subject. It's a acting vehicle for all of us. It's a family piece. I mean, there's just so much that if it gets a little attention, you know,
I'll say one extra thing about that project.
I think we just need Caitlyn Jenner in it.
That's right.
Just kidding. Go on, yeah.
One other piece to this was the entire investment strategy, and this was like the only way to go at the time, was which is ridiculous, was basically having Yoni's dad on as like the only investor. Ultimately, us talking about this shit, we can get as many people and raise as much money. And I love you saying like, well, like $1 million, whatever. Like it actually it's definitely not going to need to cost that much. That'd be bloated, but we can find like even like 100K, like let's get a team of people to be on this.
Totally. Let's make a target. Let's sky's the limit, dude. Let's get real specific and let's put our heart and soul into this thing and model it after other movies and say this is what we want it to look like. This is what we want it to feel like.
And
And
bro, I've already got a lot of, and look, all this stuff, I'm super fucking flexible, but I've already got a lot of the prelim work like done. Like I've got vision boards and like all this kind of shit that I've already looked into of like the kind of style that I would go for. So we can use that as a jumping off point and just go from there.
yes, I would love to make all that happen, you know. Oh my gosh. So very excited.
Let's do it, bro. I also think part of it too is like at the time, I think, yeah, like you said, like we were all kind of doing our own thing or like in our own timelines and all this kind of stuff. And we only gave this project like a leg to stand on, and then that was it. It wasn't like
it was so it was funny from my standpoint of like I was like the last to be told about that.
right. And then was it literally like 2 weeks before?
Yeah. and we're like, this seems fun, but I'm just kind of like question marking the whole thing. But
yeah,
I mean, if you approach it from the standpoint of like, hey, how great can we make this thing, and let's treat it, you know, with like real honor. Not that you weren't before and that you guys weren't, but I think it's something that really get freaking excited about. Like, you know, some horror movies blow up and they don't cost much money.
Dude, it only takes one. It only takes one.
It only takes one. How's Sophia's podcast blowing up, by the way? Did you see that?
Dude, it's really good. What I love about it is I used to be in their writers group. Like we used to meet really regularly. Yeah. And Yoni's in that one too. And she shared that first pilot and she wasn't even thinking about it in terms of like a podcast at the time, but it was incredible. And I loved it. And the first episode is basically exactly the script, but dude, the production value of it in terms of audio is so high end. Like every single nuance of the whole thing. And I text her, I'm like, this thing is really fucking engaging. It's really nuanced. It's so immersive. Like, especially being in my car and just hearing the surround sound of everything, every little tiny, it was unreal, bro. I felt like I was seeing the entire thing. I felt like I was in it. It's really, did you get a chance to listen?
I did. And I've been listening, and it's so fun and like perfect tone that she's able to do, which is, I don't want to say White Lotus, but like a kind of like dark subject matter and then making fun of everyone. But bro, it's #1 fictional podcast in the country.
That's crazy.
It is mental. So I got to hand it to her even more for like approaching the podcast sector, because she must have known going in that that's something that she can get a quick like success thing in, whereas like, you know, TV show takes so long to make, etc. She just cornered the podcast market in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't even know her. I haven't asked her story of like how that even came to be, but dude, yeah, I know she like created the thing, she directed the thing, so that's all her. It's really fucking good.
No, yeah, it's astounding. I know she hooked up with a podcast company. I'm not sure at what point in production. Was it after or like before? Did she bring in the actors? I don't think she did. They seem like some successful actors already that she got on there.
The amount of writing to flesh out that entire thing is immense. Like it's not even, it's like
she write every episode.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, it's I don't think there's anything revolutionary to doing that. I think she's more than capable, and she'll go on to do everything huge. She's a star. But I just find it very strategic and smart that she chose to go release this on a podcast, and now it's #1 in the country. Very smart career move.
Very smart. Yeah, because again, it's asking that question of like, how do you get to the next level? Just keep in mind like where we're at. What's the next thing? When we're talking movies, features type stuff, it's like, what is a cheap thing that we can jump on that's really high quality? And that's the script.
That's it. I don't see why it wouldn't be the script. It's exactly a vehicle. It's a calling card. It's funny. I know of someone else that made a big movie, an indie movie, and it went to South by Southwest, and it blew up, won the festival. And the only thing is, though, it did have Patton Oswalt in it, as the star.
But dude, this is a horror. The star of this is the idea
True.
and the
That's true.
concept. That's always going to be true. Because if you look at, like, I really don't think a star helps that much. I mean, maybe a little bit when it comes to horror, but bro, people like horror audiences are coming for the idea and they're coming for the execution of the idea.
Like you said, dude, we make a snazzy cover, a snazzy trailer, like a stylistic cover, stylistic trailer, and a movie to back it up. But honestly, it's just got to fit a very specific, inspiring, exciting vibe that hooks
Yeah.
people in and is different and edgy.
And we got to bring the DP into the conversation early because that's only going to help us.
Yep. It's a no-brainer.
And again, bro, he's like crazy. He's so into the like no budget aspect of it. He's the complete opposite of a diva. He just wants to make it look good. You know, it's the absolute same page. And everyone, bro, the tragic thing about it is everyone was ready to go. We had, I mean, bro, like your mom is gonna be fucking perfect in that role.
Yeah, maybe it's meant to be then. Maybe it's meant to be then that we have a little bit more time, because this really could be like an incredible vehicle, you know.
Yeah, and it is good that we have more time because, yeah, bro, I'm thinking back to like all of our mindsets at the time. Like we had this very specific date that we were gonna do, which is sometimes helpful, but it wasn't in this case. And we would have ended up shooting it in a way that, like, if we were to take our time with this thing and bro, even thinking about it in terms of me and like my skill set, I now have an extra year of like experience under my belt. And so all of those things combined, it's like the product that we can come up with now is going to be much better quality than it would have been.
I think so too. I just think there's not that much to it. I think we do our best, just get really like on the same page and hone in and have a vision. I mean, I just made a little movie. Let's just do that on a grand scale.
Yeah.
And we go for an aesthetic. We have the vision. We make it clear. Sky's the limit. Magic happens on set.
Dude, bingo. I'm loving this energy. That's what you need. A lot of like a metaphor I've heard for like film finance or whatever, getting things off the ground, is basically like there's this giant pile of money and everyone's just standing around it, kind of looking at it. And then every once in a while, someone just comes in and like reaches in and stealthily grabs a little and walks off. And then everyone goes, looks at them and then looks back at the pile of money.
Because you gotta know the secret passcode to get the money.
Yeah, but there isn't like really a secret passcode. It's basically just asking the right questions of the right people. And we have enough people in both of our circles where we would be able to get this thing off the ground. 100%.
Yeah. Well, I think the secret passcode is you got to have passion and you got to have a product that speaks to the town.
And that you believe in. You have to believe in it enough.
Well, I think that's
with passion.
Passion and something that's genuinely good, great, yeah. Which we have. Here. Tomorrow night, it's going down.
That's it, bro. I also think it's right timing in terms of like we both have other things that we're doing and stuff, but I think
I'm down to make a sick movie, like a big time acting piece for me,
Yeah, dude, and I need that directing piece.
Yep.
We all, we would all get something out of this.
Like a good feature for you. Come on. A horror piece that's like really atmospheric and stuff. Like this should be your Get Out.
It's the right time, bro. I'm ready.
He's ready. All right, brother.
All right, dude, tomorrow we'll bring it up to Sophia. Get it going.
It was a good meeting.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious. All right. Peace.
All right, man. See you tomorrow. Bye.